It's Wednesday, May 6th, and I want to say to you, Grace Church, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your faithfulness. Thank you so much for your prayers. Some of you know that during the last few weeks I've been going through a difficult time, and during the first 8 weeks of this coronavirus lockdown, my wife had to go to Los Angeles to be with my daughter, and so I was isolated, and it was hard, and you were praying for me, and I want to say thank you so much. 2 weeks ago today, my father went to be with the Lord. He graduated to heaven, and I was able to be with him the last few days of his life, and I know that many people were praying for me, and I want to say thank you so much. And some people didn't even know what was taking place, and they connected with me and said, "Dave, what's going on?" In fact, one guy said, "Last night I was woken in the middle of the night, and I've been praying for you. What's going on, Dave?" And that was such an encouragement to me that the Lord was with me and He was giving me strength. And I want to say to you, church, that when someone comes to your mind, when you think of someone and you feel that sense that you should reach out, I want to encourage you to take that step. Reach out. Continue to do this, because listen, this is a long movie that we're involved in. This has been a long journey, and continue to be a church that gives, and gives in such a way that reaches out to people in this time. I want to thank the staff here. They're doing such a tremendous job. It's difficult to do ministry in this atmosphere, and yet they stepped up, and as I had to go be with my family, they just filled in and did whatever needed to get done. And I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for Grace Church. I'm so grateful for the staff here, and thank you so much for all that you are, all that you do. I need to make some announcements, and it's really grieving to me, and yet it needs to happen. And that's this: is that we will not be doing youth camps this summer, and it's very unfortunate. And we hope to do some things that will be encouraging to our youth during the summer, and yet camps will not be taking place. We do still hope to have Vacation Bible School sometime towards the end of summer. Watch for details on that. We hope that takes place. The graduating class heading to college, and those in college, I think of those students that most likely won't have a graduation ceremony, and yet we can continue to stand with them. And one of the things we're going to do is to continue to have scholarships that will be available, and we want to stand with our students that are heading to college, and we want them to know that we're behind them as a church. And so those scholarship applications will be available on our website here in the next few days. And again, thank you, Grace Church, for who you are. Thank you for continuing to be faithful in your giving. As we think about the rhythms of following Jesus, one of those is generosity, and you have been a church that has continued to be faithful in your giving. Those who are used to giving in the offering at the times of service, you've found ways to continue to give, and I thank you so much that you've been a church that has continued to be a blessing, and thank you so much. Reminds me of 2 Corinthians chapter 8, verse 3. It says this: I testify that they gave as much as they were able to give, even beyond their own ability, entirely on their own. They urgently pleaded with us to share in the privilege of sharing in the service of the saints. And they didn't do what we expected. They gave themselves first to the Lord and then to us, in keeping with God's will. This is what giving really is all about. First and foremost, giving yourself to the Lord, and then giving out of that to other people. Your time, your resources, your prayers, that you are a church that continues to give. I had the privilege of growing up in a home where I watched my dad be a model of giving. He was a man who truly, I believe, had the gift of giving, and he gave, and I got to watch that. He modeled it for me so well, and for that I'm grateful. And it impacted my life. And when we give, it impacts the lives of people around us. And again, Grace Church, I want to thank you for your faithfulness in giving. As you continue to follow Jesus, continue to be a church who loves the world so much that we give. We give of ourselves, we give our resources, we give because we love what God loves, and that's people around us. Well, Grace Church, again, thank you. Grace Church, continue to be faithful. We're praying for you. We love you. Continue to be all who God has made you to be. God bless you.